Today we're going to be checking out this Corsair K70 core keyboard. This is going to be an enthusiast grade keyboard which has a lot of cool features like lubricated switches, mechanical keys, and a lot of other cool things. So in the box what you're going to get is of course going to be the keyboard and an instruction guide that gives you some of the basics on how to use it. So first impressions with this keyboard, it is going to have a lot of cool aggressive gamer vibes going for it. It's got all of these aggressive angles that give it that gamer vibe, and it also has this knob as well as additional media button that can be customized in the software. And if we flip over to the back, you can see this thing also has some Tron / gamer looking vibes with like this little grid and everything connecting together. And the color aesthetics overall are going to be quite nice. I chose the version that's kind of half gray, half black, but they do have an all black version, but I thought this was a pretty nice combo that has a nice mixture of colors. And I'm not really sure if you can get this keyboard in other sizes, but the one I have here is going to be a full size, which is going to have the number pad, the arrow keys, and pretty much every button you can imagine having on a keyboard. Now something I really like about this keyboard is going to be this aluminum backplate. This is going to be actual aluminum, it's going to be metal, and it's going to be cold to the touch, so it's going to give the keyboard a much more premium vibe. And if I do a little bend test, you can see this thing is not budging, so it's definitely going to pass the durability test. And if we flip on over to the back of the keyboard, you can see there are going to be some adjustable legs here, and you can prop it up to have the keyboard propped up more if that's how you prefer to use it. Now with the legs propped up, it may be a little uncomfortable for you if you don't have the wrist rest. If you purchase this keyboard with the wrist rest package, then it might work a little better for you. I personally found it more comfortable without propping the legs up while also not having the wrist rest. This felt a little more ergonomic for me. Now this keyboard is only going to have a wired connection. You can't detach the cable, it's going to be fixed on there. And it's going to connect via a regular USB-A cable, so you can see it's pretty standard, and you can just go ahead and plug it into your computer. And I just plugged it in, and you can see that this thing has some pretty cool looking RGB lights. They have a pretty good shine to them, so if you really want those lights to pop at your desk setup, then this keyboard is definitely gonna do justice. Now to give you an up close and personal look on the RGB lights, if I pop one of the keycaps off, you can see they are gonna be glowing through like this little key switch here. So it's gonna create a pretty nice effect, and you can see they do glow through each and every letter on the keycaps. And these are gonna be ABS keycaps, so they're going to be fairly durable for the most part and should last you for many years to come. And you can also see that we do have a red switch here, and this keyboard is only going to come in the red switch options. You can't get them in the blues or browns, but I think that's fine because I think reds are the most popular keyboard switch out there. That's the one I personally use with all of my keyboards. I feel like the blues are a little too loud, and the browns, they're a little too clicky for me. I kind of like that more subtle mechanical feel. And then each key switch is going to be lubricated, and it's also going to have a foam inside of the keyboard, which is going to give it a more smooth and dampening typing experience. Let's do a quick typing test on the Corsair K70 core keyboard. I absolutely love typing on this thing. It has that foam that's really dampening everything, and the lubricated switches, and that you can really feel that in comparison to keyboards that don't have those features. So typing on this thing, 10 out of 10, highly recommend it. And I also like that each key is not really wobbly, so that's going to be really nice. It has like a nice feel to it. It's not like too mushy when you're typing on it. It does have a little wobble, as you can see here as I'm pushing it on the side, but it's really not bad, and it does feel like every key is on here firmly, and it doesn't feel cheap. Alright, so let's check out what some of these media control buttons do, and more specifically this knob over here. So as you can see, as I twist the knob, it adjusts the brightness level of the RGB lights. And then if you go ahead and press the actual knob, it's going to turn the lights right off. And then you're going to have this additional button next to the knob that's a programmable media button. And this is going to be the button right here, and this can be customized pretty much to do whatever you want in the Corsair iQ software. And I can also appreciate these indicator lights that show things like your caps lock, game mode, and other things, which can be really handy to have right on there. And then you're also going to have your standard media control buttons right there where you can control your music. And if you go ahead and install the Corsair IQ software and plug in your keyboard, this is going to be the screen you're greeted with, and you can do some customizations by simply pressing on any key, and you can go ahead and add an assignment to it. And here you can do things like remap the keys, you can add regular things like text, you can do keyboard shortcuts, mouse shortcuts, keystrokes, you can even do macros as well if that's something you wish to do. And this is going to be where you can record a sequence of keys and have it go on loop, or based on whether you're toggling and holding it. A lot of cool features here. Then you also have some lighting settings where you can add some specific patterns, so you can create a new pattern here and then just select some of the presets or create your own custom patterns. Then you're going to have your control dial settings where you can control what this does. You can make it control your volume, control the brightness, vertical scrolling, horizontal scrolling, zooming. So you can basically select either of these and customize the keyboard on how you wish for it to function. And then there's going to be device settings where you're going to have things like onboard profiles, which it's going to have 5 in total. Then you're going to have the hertz at which it operates at. I recommend just keeping it at 1000 for the fastest possible speed. You can do like the brightness of the RGB lights, which you can do with the knob, so this isn't really necessary. And the IQ software is going to be compatible with both Windows and Mac. So no matter which operating system you're on, this keyboard is going to be able to work fully on either OS. So overall, this is going to be a solid keyboard. If you want to learn more about this keyboard, be sure to click the link up here. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.